UConn.
Our season isn't over. We don't want to talk about anything else. Just win.
You got to get it. Oh, he did not do that. Homie, you got to get it. The pressure is a privilege. Oh, my, from Stephen Curry. I cannot believe this. Ain't nobody gonna give it, so we taking what's ours. Let's get it. You got to get it.
All right, the NBA play-in tournament begins tonight. That's what we get. 7-8 is the matchup in the West. The Warriors hosting the Grizzlies. And during the regular season, Golden State took 3 out of 4 from Memphis. Grizzlies' lone window, a 51-point blowout in Memphis back in December. Warriors went 23-7 with Jimmy Butler in the lineup this season. Help in the form of the headband hero. Steph Curry averaging 27.2 points per game, shot 41% from 3 in 27 games with Jimmy in the lineup. As for the Grizz, 4-game losing streak also featuring a coaching change. They went 4-2 over their last 6 games. However, that includes a 35-point win in their regular season finale against the Mavs on Sunday. It's good to get a few minutes with our ESPN NBA analyst Bobby Marks, who's with us this morning. How about Golden State? Bobby lost 2 of their last 3 to fall into this play-in matchup. How concerned should we be about specifically this game for Golden State?
Well, I would be real concerned because I almost look at this game as an elimination game here. And here's why. If you don't win, you basically have another elimination game on Friday. And if you win that, you get Oklahoma City in the first round. So if you're Golden State right now, tonight is your priority. And I think the other concern is certainly the minutes. The minutes of Butler, Curry, and Draymond, all 3 players playing 38-plus minutes. Steve Kerr shortened that rotation. I think the big question tonight is, are we going to see Jonathan Kuminga? A DNP on Sunday versus the Clippers. You got to take care of business tonight, Randy. And if they don't, it's going to be trouble for Golden State.
Okay, maybe that answers this next question here. Is Jonathan Kuminga the most important Golden State Warrior tonight?
Well, now you're going to make me change my answer. No, it's not. It's not. It's Draymond Green. And I know we want to talk about Curry and Butler, and maybe we can even talk about Jonathan Kuminga here. But I think it's Draymond Green, and here's why. Size matters here. And when you look at this Memphis team, Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr., we're seeing a lot of Draymond Green lately at center. Second chance points, loose possessions, offensive rebounds. If Golden State does not win that battle, I think they're going to lose the game there. So keep an eye on Draymond Green tonight.
Okay, so he said size. Okay, got it. Expectations high for the Grizzlies coming into the season, Bobby, but it hasn't really clicked. John Morant making many headlines for the on-court celebrations as his play. What is this Grizzlies team right now?
Well, I think it's amazing how things changed in 3 years. 3 years ago, we had Memphis as number 1 in our future power rankings. Right now, things are certainly in a tailspin. As you said, lost 4 in a row. They're on an interim head coach. They're going to face an offseason of a lot of questions if they do not get out of the play-in. And it certainly is going to start with John Morant and certainly Jaren Jackson Jr., who could be going into the last year of his contract. So another heightened expectations. They got to get out of this play-in here, Randy, certainly based on how the season ended.
Grizz 14-25 against teams with a winning record this season. Bobby is far from done. Going to be back with us in a few minutes with an early look at the upcoming Lakers-Timberwolves series. Bobby Marks, thank you, sir. Including why L.A. hope.
We got some top plays.
Hit the moving target. Hit the moving target.
A dime!
Nick, I love you.
He's going to want to fight you. The NBA play-in tournament gets underway tonight. The first game, Magic hosts the Hawks. It's an annual tradition in the East, the 7-8 game. Orlando won the Southeast Division. They had a .500 record, split its 4 regular season meetings with Atlanta. The winner clinches the East 7 seed, and they get the Celtics. Congratulations in the first round. What about the West? The 7-8 game out there, Golden State hosting the Grizz. The Warriors won the season series against them 3-1, while Memphis has the second-best scoring offense in the league. Speaking of the Dubs, Draymond Green spoke about how the Warriors' experience is going to help them make a run.
We're not senior citizens. We're high-level basketball players. If we had to play tomorrow, we'd be all right. You train all year for this. So, yeah, this. No disrespect to the senior citizens, by the way. We love our senior citizens. Just throw that out there. But we ain't there yet. We'd be just fine.
Well, when that message gets to Facebook in 5 days, we'll see if they are upset about it. The Warriors, as a team, looking to win a title for the 5th time in 11 seasons. Steph trying to become the 6th player to win 5 titles and multiple regular season MVPs. Also, Steph's 618 triples are by far the most in postseason.
He purchased the team. He acquired Kevin Durant, which on the surface, that seemed like an amazing move. Kevin Durant is an awesome player. First ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players to ever live. I would take him on my team in 2 seconds. But you also have to make the team you're on better. And Kevin Durant, with the group that was created, not his fault, obviously did not get this Suns team much better because they were a disaster. The Bradley Beal trade was awful. The coaching firings, Monty Williams took them to the finals. They got rid of him. Frank Vogel won a championship with LA. They got rid of him. Mike Budenholzer won a championship with the Bucks. They got rid of him yesterday. Shams Charania, ESPN senior NBA insider on NBA Today, explained what's going on with the Phoenix Suns.
Now moving forward, they have major decisions to make. This is just the start of what's going to be multiple major changes in Phoenix from a roster perspective. That is going to start with Kevin Durant. I'm told the Suns and Durant, as well as his business partner, Rich Kleiman, will be working together on his next trade home. But a lot of that will determine by the playoffs which team feels like they're a Kevin Durant away from winning a championship. We'll know within the next couple months.
Okay, so they go 36-46 this year. The statement released by the team was borderline nasty-ish, just kind of blaming Budenholzer. And I'm not suggesting by any stretch of imagination Mike Budenholzer was, coach of the year material this year. But the statement they released, competing at the highest level remains our goal, and we failed to meet expectations this season. Our fans deserve better. Change is needed. That puts it all on the one person. I mean, you cut James Jones, who did a great job prior to Ishbia being there, his legs from underneath. You think James Jones made that Beal trade? Heck no.
That was the single worst trade that I can remember over the last 5 years in the NBA. That was an awful trade that undermined anything that the Suns could have been with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. And at a time where everybody in the league is moving toward having duos, the Suns had it stuck in their mind, and maybe not the Suns, maybe just the owner and Matt Ishbia had it stuck in his mind that the big three was the way to go. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why the asking price for Brad Beal was so low. And it ain't just because he had a full no-trade clause. It's because nobody wanted to take on that salary that Brad Beal had for the foreseeable future. And now it is one of the worst contracts, save Deshaun Watson, that's out there in sports.
At a position they already had in Devin Booker.
It was redundant.
So now,
and here's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing. When all three of those guys are on the court, the Phoenix Suns weren't bad. They were 26-15 this year. So in the 41 games they were on the court, they were plus 11 games. Okay, cool. The problem with that is when you have a big three and you invest in so much to put those guys together, you don't have a lot of depth. So when injuries happen, and they will happen when you have two of your three stars on the wrong side of 30, you don't have adequate replacements. You don't have adequate depth. And that's exactly what we saw from the Phoenix Suns. Mm-hmm. And now I don't really know that they have a way out of this where they can be competitive in the foreseeable future.
The way out of it is obviously moving on from the guys they have. But
yeah, but even moving on from Kevin Durant ain't going to fetch you the asking price that it cost you.
It's the other guy.
Well, yeah.
But Smalls.
But they're not going to do that.
When we think about Durant, arguably one of the most complicated legacies of any athlete in any sport. Mm-hmm. Because, we could ask the question, which team is a Kevin Durant away?
Sure.
And I could give you a list of 10 teams that I think should make a move for Kevin Durant. I still think he's that good. But, how do you look at Kevin Durant as the athlete? There's no argument he's one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Yeah.
But, what is his legacy currently going into 18, 19 years in the league or whatever it is?
It's complicated, for sure. It's definitely complicated because you can acknowledge the talent. You can acknowledge his accomplishments, obviously, finals MVP. We know what Kevin Durant can be. We've seen it. You know what's funny about this, though? I don't view this situation in any way, shape, or form like I view Brooklyn when it comes to Kevin Durant. I'm almost blaming Matt Ishbia more for the situation in Phoenix than I am Kevin Durant, which I don't think is a hot take or anything. But I don't know if what is happening in Phoenix is going to, quote unquote, taint his legacy or shape the way that we view Kevin Durant as much as we're just going to look at Matt Ishbia being temperamental, over-involved. It's giving me David Tepper vibes before he let Dave Canales actually be the coach and actually
Carolina Panthers
took a step back. Because think about it. That's exactly what was happening in Carolina. Head coach turnover after head coach turnover, an owner who asserted himself in football decisions, and it did not work out. This is kind of copy-paste in a lot of ways what we're seeing in Phoenix. An owner who is going to blame the coaches even though they've had success outside of Phoenix. Fire them. An owner who's going to get involved in the basketball decisions. And I get it. If you're looking at the results this season and if the reports out there are true about the way that Devin Booker didn't really vibe with Mike Budenholzer and he's going to be your cornerstone moving forward, you have to make that move. But when you couple it with everything else that the Phoenix Suns have done, it is a poor reflection on ownership.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. But I have a question, though, on the Durant part.
What's up?
I think I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think you're saying Kyrie's more to blame in Brooklyn than Kevin Durant.
Okay.
But Kevin Durant chose to go with Kyrie. This is where the decision-making for Kevin Durant is interesting because I would want him on my team, and I'd want his business manager with him. A lot of guys have people around him. You're like, oh, I don't want to deal with that guy. Rich Kleiman is a guy you want to deal with. Like, he's been awesome, I think. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Durant, the Kevin Durant universe is it seems like a great universe to be in, right? And people say what they say about LeBron. I think LeBron is a great universe to be in for the most part also. Maverick Carter and Rich Paul are phenomenal at what they do, right? So I don't want this to be like a shot at LeBron. It's not. That all said, he goes to Phoenix, they do nothing. He goes to Brooklyn, they do nothing. He goes to Golden State, they do everything. He doesn't want to be there long term. He goes to Oklahoma City out of the draft, and he was almost there. Like, you always talk about a home. If he doesn't want Golden State to be his home, he's got to now find a home this late in his career.
Well, we'll see what ends up happening and what place he ends up choosing this offseason. Now, he made the argument that he wasn't interested in picking up and uprooting his life in the middle of the year, which is why he didn't want to be moved at the deadline, which kind of nixed the whole Golden State bit. And so Golden State pivoted to Jimmy Butler. That's now off the table. So it'd be interesting to see where he picks now. You would think that the New York Knicks would be involved, even though Kevin Durant once upon a time said the Knicks are not the cool thing to do. But it feels like this is a situation now where the New York Knicks and Kevin Durant need each other in order to get to where they both want to go.
If he brings the title to New York, does that change the narrative forever?
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Long đi mua bột cho trôi về đây để nặn. Cho tập quen với cái video. Chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với cái của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm bóng. Bóng hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là trôi trôi. Mọi người hôm nay bóng của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là bánh nếp. Long đi mua cho. Nó có đi đâu?